And he asked me to take a walk with him. He didn't say anything for the longest time. And then he turned to me and he said, Woodman, we need each other. Words and music. And he crossed his fingers, showing how they go together. Remember, words and music.
Words and music.
Music's in words.
We go together.
Like apples and caramel.
Yeah,
Like
sure.
peaches and
Okay.
cream.
Words and Music, the podcast. Here we are again, season 3, episode 8. I'm Crystal Blue.
I'm Randy Red.
And here we are in our new and improved basement studio.
That's right.
My husband's been working very hard the last couple of weeks to bring some new elements into the studio. We've done a little rearranging of furniture.
Remodeling.
Things are looking good in here. It's almost like this room is dedicated to the podcast.
It is almost like that, isn't it?
Well, it's dedicated to that and my current job search. So there's that.
There is that.
There's that. If only the podcast paid, I'd be set. I'd be set.
Wishful thinking, but one day.
Yeah, one day. Here we are, episode 8. And yeah, the job search continues. And I was right. I was right about something.
What were you right about?
Other than talking to myself, I really have no marketable skills. None whatso ever.
Oh, you say that now.
I say that.
You say that.
I say that because I keep getting rejection letters.
You gotta have
Sorry,
faith.
we've moved in another direction. Sorry, we've chosen another candidate. It's like, oh, okay. Womp, womp, womp. I have no real world skills. That's what I'm starting to think.
You just gotta have faith.
I'm trying, man. It's
Something's
hard.
gotta convert over.
It's tough.
I hear I have no doubt.
Yeah, but I'm trying. All right, so you have a new microphone. So,
I do.
folks, as Randy figures out his new microphone, you might hear some wonkiness going on. What do you need to adjust?
Did we program it into the road?
I don't know. Did you?
I didn't.
Okay, well, let me just go ahead and push a couple buttons real quick. You make some conversation with yourself real quick.
Conversation with myself. That could be very dangerous to the people that listen to our podcast. I don't know if they'd want to listen to me, but here we go. So here we are about... Hey.
That was weird.
That was very weird.
All right, well, we have changed your microphone settings
Wow.
to the podcaster mic, and I think I like it better.
Do you hear me?
I can definitely hear you. And
I'm
put
peeking.
your mic sock back on.
Big time.
You're not really peeking. We had you turned up. But I want you to put your microphone sock back on to get rid of a little bit of the background ambient noise. How about now?
Hello.
That's what I was looking for.
Holy cow.
Okay, now we have you set up properly.
I mean,
I need to go back to my...
hello, everybody.
Keep talking.
Can you hear me? I mean, so as I was saying, it's just a little over 30 days until the Daytona 500.
Papa, can you hear me? Sorry, how many days?
Just a little over like 32, 33 days.
32, 33 days. Not
That's
that
right.
you're counting.
No, not that anybody's counting.
Motorsports has been missing in our home for
It
the
has
last
been missing
several weeks.
so bad.
And football tries to be a good substitute, but it's just not when your teams are not that great. Like, you are a Denver Broncos fan.
I am.
And I am a Miami Dolphins fan.
Yes, you are.
Your sister, on the other hand, is a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan.
That she is.
She's inherited Tom Brady.
And she is loving life.
She is loving life because she used to be down here at the bottom of the barrel with us.
For a very long time.
Honestly, the Miami Dolphins had a pretty good year.
They had a winning season. They
And
had what's
fired
called...
their fucking coach anyway.
I couldn't believe that.
They had what's called what?
They had a winning season. They started off at 1-7.
Right.
And then they finished the last 7 games at 8-7 or 9-7, whatever it was.
I think it was 9 and 8.
Anyway, okay, 9-8.
Yeah.
So they actually had a winning season.
They did really well this year for the first time in like a long time.
Yeah, and everyone
And-
was surprised that coach got fired.
Yeah. I mean, I'm shocked. But it's just, it's the way football is, I
Yeah.
guess. You can do really, really well and still get your ass handed to you at the end of the season.
Pretty
So
much.
I guess that's just the way the ball
Hey.
rolls. Or wobbles, since it's
Oh,
football.
wobble, wobble, wobble.
So, yeah.
So, yeah, motorsports needs to come back, and it's coming back here soon. So I'll be happy camper.
So, what exactly in your mind is the start of motorsports season?
To
It's-
me, the
yeah.
start of the motorsports season, it's 1 of 2 events.
Is it the Busch Clash?
No.
after the Busch Clash, before the Busch Clash? Because I thought the Busch Clash was the first.
See, there's more to
thing.
motorsports than just NASCAR.
Oh, I understand that.
So,
well, if you look at it that way, though, then does motorsports even have an off season? Because isn't there motorsports going on right now?
in the U.S., in the continental United States, yes, there is a season, if you will.
Right.
I mean, was there the Chili Bowl Nationals? Yes, there were.
There's
I
like
mean,
dirt races going on. There's all kinds of stuff going on.
Some series don't stop. Agreed. Some of the local tracks, depending on their location, they don't stop, or they're inside, or whatnot. So
Right.
it depends.
So, but for you to get excited, it's all about, I know Speed Week is a big one, and we plan for the Daytona 500. But before the Daytona 500 is the 24 hours.
Well, yes, it is the 24 hours, but we have
Right.
the Clash.
So the Busch Clash, the Busch Clash comes first, then the 24 hours of Daytona, correct?
Correct.
And then the Daytona 500.
So the 24 hours of Daytona
Uh-huh.
is January 27th through the 31st.
Oh, geez, that's coming up quick.
Yes. So to me,
Okay.
that is the start.
Well,
That-
that's not 33 days away.
No. I'm talking about, but NASCAR's 30 some days away.
Is it even though?
Daytona 500 is 30 some days away. It's like 31, 32, or 33 days.
So Daytona's not the same weekend as 24 hours of the
No,
Okay, so
Daytona is not
Daytona's
until
the following weekend?
February 20th.
February 20th.
Yeah, February 20 something, February
Oh.
27th or
So
something
is
like
there
that.
an actual speed week this year? Because I thought those things were like all within the same 7 days, and that's why you called it Speed Week. And
There's Speed Week. Yeah, that's like the week before Daytona.
okay,
So
what's going on the week before Daytona this
I don't
year?
know. I
though?
haven't seen the schedule because I don't know yet if they're going to have a Speed Weeks or not. They might because of the new car.
Okay.
But yeah, racing starts in the next weekend.
Oh boy, here we go.
24 hours. I'll be
So
at.
when's the Busch Clash?
That's coming up too.
You call yourself a race.
I don't have a schedule in front of me. You want me to look it up? I'll look it up. I mean,
Jeez.
it's like, come on.
I know we've been talking about the Busch Clash recently.
Busch Clash
2022 is when the hell is it? What day is the Clash? February 5th. Okay. So it'll be 24 hours of Daytona first.
Yes, it will.
Would you say the 27th?
Yes.
Okay. And then followed by the Busch Clash.
Busch Clash.
And then 2 weeks later is Daytona.
Correct.
But here's the thing this is what I'm hearing. This is what I'm assessing from this conversation. Daytona 500 this year is not going to interfere with my Valentine's Day.
No, but the Super Bowl is. Just saying.
Yeah, but you don't have a dog in that fight.
It's still the Super Bowl. What man do you not know that does not watch the
I
Super
know
Bowl?
plenty of men that don't watch the Super Bowl.
Well, okay.
I can't name them off my top of my head, but I know they're out there somewhere. Damn it.
I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. And I do apologize for this. But
But what?
well, what do you want?
But you're going to choose to watch a game featuring 2 teams you could give 2 shits about instead of celebrating Valentine's Day with your wife. Is that what I'm hearing right now?
Pleading the
Is
fifth.
that what you are actually putting out into the universe?
Pleading the fifth.
Pleading the fifth. All right, fine.
If Tom Brady goes, then yes.
Oh, please.
That's greatness.
You've never even been a Tom Brady fan.
It doesn't matter. You still respect.
It's fascinating
You
to me
respect the man.
how many of you Brady haters are suddenly on the Brady bandwagon
No,
because now
no.
he's not playing for New England anymore and he's
nope.
down in Tampa Bay
It's
and
not.
now suddenly he's the GOAT.
He was even the goat at freaking New England.
Mm-hmm.
You can talk trash about him all day long. It's fine. But you have to respect what the man has done.
Sure, but I don't have to watch it.
But if you're watching it unfold, then you're watching history unfold. And then you can say, yeah, see.
I'm sorry. What were you saying? Something?
Whatever. What do you want to do for Valentine's Day?
I guess it doesn't matter. Super Bowl's on.
Well, I can always record it.
Oh, you're
Or
gonna
we can go
record the Super
early.
Bowl? Well, you know me, and when it comes to Valentine's Day, you know me. I'm not. We got to go out to dinner, kind of girl.
Yeah, because everybody else goes out.
Yeah.
You can't get reservations.
And honestly, February 14th is on a Monday.
Okay.
So is the Super Bowl on Sunday?
Yeah, it's Sunday.
Okay,
So
so
the
it's not
13th.
going to interfere with my Valentine's Day.
Then it's not.
You'll just be hungover.
No. I got to work the next day.
Yeah,
I'm not
exactly.
gonna I don't do that no more.
I don't
No.
know. I don't know. We'll
I mean, we
figure
can get
out.
some good steaks, some lobster
That-
tail.
Sure.
Maybe get one of those kits from Fahrenheit if they still offer them and just do that. But I doubt they do that. Or what?
Yeah,
You
I
got this
mean,
look on your face.
Well, yeah,
like,
because I would love nothing more than to have a big, fat, juicy filet mignon. It just wouldn't taste like a filet mignon. And then why waste the money?
oh,
You know what I mean? So for me, it's kind of a meh, wah,
well, so then you need to
wah.
let me know what it is you want.
Some macaroni and cheese. No.
I mean, I can do that
Just
all day.
kidding. That is not what I want for
Ooh,
Valentine's.
it's gonna be a cheap Valentine's Day.
I
I'm
would
gonna
like
get a
some
box of
sushi.
mac and cheese.
Like to have some sushi. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
I can do that too.
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
Stick a pin in that topic.
Oh Jesus.
Well, no, the only other thing that I had written down for our little intro segment here is our new addition to the fam. Our new addition to the fam.
Yes, we got a new addition.
So I've been feeling obviously some kind of way about life in general. And nothing cheers me up more than a sweet, cuddly animal.
Right.
Furball therapy.
Correct.
And we happen to be members of the Fredericksburg SPCA's foster family.
We are.
And every so often they put out the call like, this time it was, there's a snowstorm coming and we'd really like to empty the shelters. Can anybody come and get these animals just in case the power goes out again and we have 50 animals in the shelter that we need to take care of in the cold, you know?
Yep.
It's just better. It's easier. Obviously.
All for it.
I'm all for it.
And so am I. Didn't even put up a fight for it.
And it happens to be, so what we have done, and we don't think we really planned it this way, but we have done it this way. We fostered a puppy.
We did.
Then we fostered 2 kittens.
We
fostered 2 puppies.
Yep.
Then we fostered another puppy.
Yep.
Then we fostered 2 kittens.
Correct.
Then a puppy.
Yep.
Then a kitten.
Yep.
Then a puppy.
Hornswoggle
was the last one we fostered.
Yeah, you're right.
So then it was time for a kitten.
Yes.
They didn't have any kittens.
No.
They had adult cats.
Correct.
Now, everybody who listens with any kind of regularity knows that you have pet allergies.
Yes.
For a very long time, we were under the impression that you were deathly allergic to cats.
Correct.
Because of an incident that happened when I had my 2 cats.
Yes.
So my 2 cats ended up getting rehomed before I moved in here because I didn't want to kill my husband I want to kill my boyfriend at the time. Well, now a few years have passed and you just kept getting sick and it was driving you nuts. So you bit the bullet. You went to the allergist.
Correct.
You had all the little prick tests on your skin.
Oh, yeah, that was a fun day.
It was a super fun day, all over your back, all up your arm. And what we found out was that aside from all the environmental allergies that you have, the dust, the pollen, the ragweed, the hay, whatever, you also have an allergy to not only cats, but dogs as well.
This is where we need that wah, wah, wah.
I know, right? Like, see, and I'm never prepared with the friggin' buttons.
No, you know what? I need to learn the buttons then.
You do need to learn the buttons. Wait, no, it's this one. It's this button, and then we have to go... Sad trombone. Because Randolph C. Powell.
She just used my full name, folks.
Reacted worse to the dog allergen than he did to the cat allergen. There it is.
There we go.
And so we find out he's more allergic to the dogs than he is cats.
Yep.
So up until now, we'd had a policy that we only fostered cats 3 months and younger because they don't
produce the allergen.
They don't produce the allergens. Thank you. Now we're at the crossroads where we were like, oh, we could actually bring an adult cat into the house.
I mean, I'm already allergic to dogs. And I got 2 of the hairiest ones that there could be. So
we've got a couple of very, very furry girls. But here's the thing. In the last 6 months, you've been undergoing therapy through shots. Allergy shots.
Yes.
Weekly and bi-weekly allergy shots, right?
No,
Twice a week?
Weekly. Twice a week, yeah.
Twice a week. So bi-weekly allergy shots. You've been doing that for 6 months consistently. You're starting to move into, you got to keep doing this until you get to like the maintenance phase
yeah.
and all that. So we did that. And then we also invested in some air purifiers. I think you bought, 6 of them? One giant one for the living room. And then one smaller ones for bedrooms and hallways and things like that. So air purifiers installed. Yes. Allergy shots ongoing.
Yes.
Obviously, we're not getting rid of our baby girls.
No, and
They're
I told
not
the
going
doc.
anywhere.
I told the doc that I said I ain't getting rid of my dogs.
The doctor was like, well, can you at least
Get some air
get
purifiers.
some air purifiers, not have them in the bed with you? And Randy was like, it's their bed.
It's their bed, not ours.
They just let us sleep in it.
Sorry, dude.
Yeah. So you've made the adjustments for the dogs.
I have.
So at this point, I look at you and I'm like, well, we probably could foster an adult cat.
And I said yes.
And you did. You said, all right, let's
without
let's
hesitation.
give it a shot.
I said yes.
So I go to the website and I look and see which cats were still at the SPCA, which had already been out fostering. And I picked this one cat named Priscilla, and I put in my requests. And I'll take her. We'll get her through the snowstorm. It'll be a foster situation. We'll get her adopted. We'll make a star out of her. We'll get her adopted, all that kind of stuff, right? I go to the SPCA to pick up Priscilla, and I am informed that Priscilla has a lot of interest.
So you will not be getting Priscilla at this time.
A lot of people were interested in adopting Priscilla. Plus, then she also said she was a little bit skittish. And she's like, I know you have a couple of dogs at home. And she's a little bit more timid. And I said, all right, well, I need a confident cat. So the lovely Rachel at the SPCA, she says, have I got a cat for you?
Thanks, Rachel.
She takes me to the back. She says, we have this cat named Aberdeen, and he is amazing. Let's go see if he likes you.
Yeah, let's go see if she likes him.
Let's go see if he likes you.
Famous
So
last words.
I go back and I walk into the kitty condo with Aberdeen, and this boy is my homie, like immediately. He is all over me. He is on his hind legs trying to pet. He's like, come on, give me some love, lady.
Yeah.
You're the one. I'm taking you. You're taking me home. So, okay, fine. We get approval. We're like, yep, cool. Let's do the fostering with this guy. So we're getting all the paperwork settled. And Rachel says, I'm going to put Aberdeen on a 3-day foster to adopt hold just in case you fall in love with him. I should have seen the foreshadowing.
Mm-hmm. She knew.
I should have seen the foreshadowing.
She knew.
She knew this guy and what a charmer he was.
Oh, yeah.
I, on the other hand, and you and Andrea, we had no idea that he would come into this house and literally put everyone under a spell. He's the coolest freaking cat I've ever met.
He is actually really cool. And I am not a cat person. Okay, so let's get that straight. But I'm not mean or against cats or anything. I am just
You're an animal lover.
I'm an animal lover, but I'm just not. Cat's not my forte.
You've never had a cat.
I've never had a cat because my old man's allergic to cats.
Right.
So it's one of those things. But we've had friends of the family that we've gone over. We've played with their cats. You
Right.
know.
And cats love you. All animals love Randy.
I mean, they've been great. And
Mm-hmm.
you know, when I see anyone do wrong things to cats, I'm like, no.
Right, of course.
It's wrong.
You're an animal lover.
Yes.
Bottom line.
So
Just like I am an animal lover.
Mm-hmm.
But I would never until a few years ago have considered myself a dog person. I am a cat person.
correct.
100% cat person.
Yes, you are.
And then Kimber, you fall in love with a dog and then suddenly you have 2 dogs.
Yeah, she ain't my dog no more.
Well, guess what, folks? We now have 2 dogs
And a
and
cat.
a cat.
So all we need now is we need a bird, we need a lizard, we need a snake,
no.
we need some fish.
I'll go with fish. Fish I can do, maybe a bird, but no, I don't do things with scales.
No snake?
No snakes.
No lizards?
No lizards.
No bearded dragons?
No bearded dragon. I have my bearded dragon sitting right across from me. I don't need another. I am good. I am good. But we have we will have, by the time this episode airs, we will have officially adopted Aberdeen.
And we're changing his name.
Is this beautiful? He's got like red ears and blonde hair and blue eyes, and he's absolutely beautiful. And we decided that because of his blonde hair and blue eye, he needed a strong Viking name. I am Scandinavian by nationality, Dutch and Irish.
Yep.
And so for me, the whole Viking thing.
So what did you decide?
Well, we named him Floki.
Floki.
He's so cute. And I can't wait to introduce him to you all. But we're kind of keeping him under wraps right now.
So he's a red, a Siamese,
We don't know.
But-
We haven't done the any kind of DNA test, which I do plan to do.
Pictures-
But if I had to guess, if you Google Flame Point
That's it.
Siamese,
Flame Point Siamese.
that is what he looks like, which is basically a Siamese cat mixed with an orange tiger striped tabby,
Mm-hmm.
right? So they kind of have a lot of Siamese characteristics, but they have the orange and white tail, like a striped tail,
Yep.
and the red ears, and they're very, very cute.
I can tell you now, we ain't got to do the DNA test to know.
We might want to. Just
I mean, we can still
Yeah.
do it. It doesn't matter.
no, it doesn't.
But you look at the pictures
yeah,
and you look at our cat,
yeah.
I'll be damned if that's not a flame point. Just saying.
It does look exactly like the perfect example on
yeah.
Google. So yeah, so there
Just
you
saying.
go. We're adopting a cat. His name is Floki, and he will join our pack.
Floki.
Floki,
Floki.
Kimber, Kona, and Floki.
That's a
And
damn bunch.
There you go. Our little bunch of misfit toys. So there you go. All right. It's time to
All right.
move on to say what?
Say what?
Oh, by the way, just sort of a little bit of a teaser here. We've rearranged a couple of things on the podcast. Rearranged a couple of segments, and we're adding a new one this
Making
week.
it work, making it flow a little bit better.
Do some fun stuff. We're
Right
just,
on.
there's some things that I felt a certain way about, and
Right
I
on.
will explain as we go. So, time for say what?
Say what?
You know how celebrity deaths happen in threes, right?
Oh my God. Has it been a hell of a month or what?
Yeah, I mean, it started on New Year's Eve with Betty White.
Yep.
Then Sidney Poitier about a week later.
Poitier.
He was incredible.
Awesome.
One of my all-time favorite actors. I remember being a child and watching television way before cable came
Mm-hmm.
to be. We watched TV, just the local channels, and there was one station that always showed like the old movies from the 50s,
Mm-hmm.
like the Frankie and Annette movies, the
Yeah,
beach
yeah,
movies,
yeah.
and things like that, Elvis movies.
Sure.
And one of my favorite movies growing up was To Sir with Love.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
And Sydney was amazing in that movie. A Raisin in the Sun, incredible, incredible, incredible. Watched that in school. He's just an incredible, legendary actor. And then we lost. We not only lost America's grandma,
We lost
America's dad.
What the hell is that?
January 2020. Why are you trying to do us so dirty?
Seriously.
Have we not been through enough in the last 2 years?
Like,
Bob Saget?
Bob, what did he do?
First of all, how dare you?
I mean,
He was way too young to go.
way.
And and I can say that about all three of those people because neither one of them, I wasn't ready for any of them. Not that anybody fucking asked me.
I mean, so, it's funny. We say too young, Betty White.
Anyway, she would have been 100 years old yesterday.
You know you've lived your life right
Mm-hmm.
when you say at 99 years old,
You're still too
you're
young
still
to
too
go.
young.
Still too young to die.
I don't know.
were
We
not
covered
ready.
that before, but man.
Yeah, but we were not ready. And I hope everybody on her 100th birthday Googled Betty White and saw the message that Google had put up
I
with the
totally
falling rose
forgot
petals. You
to
forgot?
do that.
Oh, you Googled the words Betty White
I missed it.
and rose petals fell because, of course, her character on
Was Rose.
was Rose. And then a big graphic came up that said, "Thank you for being a friend." And had her year of her birth and the year of her death. And it was a really sweet tribute. And I just, and the SPCAs around the country made so much money
They got money from us.
on her birthday. They got money from us. They got money. I saw that Trisha Yearwood made something like $750,000 in 20 minutes
That's awesome.
for the SPCA because she posted about it and let's do the Betty White thing. And so
Well, on our behalf, we did
we donated.
how old Betty would have been.
Awesome. I love
So-
that. Yeah. Awesome. So
But
there
hey,
you go.
fun fact.
Yeah.
Did you know Bob Saget grew up in the Tidewater area?
I did not.
Hampton Roads, baby.
Did he really?
Yes, he did.
I had no idea.
He
You mean he wasn't from San Francisco? He didn't live in a
Nope.
San Francisco row home?
He was actually born in Philadelphia,
Okay.
and he grew up in the Hampton Roads area.
So did you ever see him when you were a kid?
Oh,
Did you
no.
ever make
He's
a...
much older than I am.
Well, yeah, but maybe
I
like
ain't
you were
that
out at a
old.
restaurant and he was there with his
He
family.
would have
or
been
something.
in 18 and up in whatever bars doing stand-up comedy, or probably out there in L.A. trying to make it up by now. So
Yeah. He never
No.
came back to visit.
he never did, no. And he said that there was a video that someone posted, and it was a selfie video
Yeah.
that he was doing. He was just talking about how he grew up and he loved the area, loved Virginia Beach, loved Norfolk, loved, Newport News, Portsmouth, all that stuff. And he was like, I need to come back. I haven't been back. Maybe I'll
Hasn't
come
been
up.
back.
Maybe I'll come out and do a show or something. And then and of course, guess what happens? Womp,
He was
womp.
just getting back on the
He's
road.
getting back up on the road on
Just
stand-up
getting
comedy.
back on the road, doing his stand-up comedy, which the thing that I think I love the most about Bob Saget, and I kind of relate to this, is that, on television, He played the role of this wholesome dad who was very, very sort of, I don't know, dare I say, just white bread, all American. You know what I mean?
Oh,
And then his comedy shows
We're not.
were raunchy,
very raunchy.
which reminds me of a conversation I had with my old general manager who asked me one time why I cuss like a sailor when I'm off the air.
Nah.
And I would say, look, I have to hold in all my fucks for like 5 solid hours every day. So I'm sorry, but you're going to get them. As soon as I'm off the air, you're getting them all. I am a sailor's daughter. I'm pretty sure it was mama, dada, and fuck. Those were my 3 first words. I'm pretty sure that's how that happened.
Wow.
I'm also Irish. Like
Yeah,
I
hey.
legit come by it honestly. And no one's ever tried to curb that habit, I guess.
I've had
And
some
I
people
married a
try.
Marine, so it's not like you're ever going to be like, sweetheart, could you
Hey,
tone
why
down the
don't you
cuss words?
Watch your mouth.
Oh, well. But seriously, that's my say what. I can't deal with the fact that
No.
it's going to be another. I mean, last year it happened the same way. 2 years ago it happened the same. I mean, it was literally just, it's always in threes for whatever reason.
It needs to stop being in threes is what it needs to do. Look, stop. It's too early.
I know. Can we just manifest that out into the world? Because the universe is just kicking my ass lately. Can you do me a huge favor?
Yes.
This is a total aside. Could you turn the heater off? I'm warm. I'm sweating.
Yes, I will gladly.
All right, cool. So, from say what to couples therapy. And this will probably make you say what too, because we've got this funny thing happening that's going on in our living room right now. So, a few weeks back, we had a snowstorm that knocked the power out for quite a lot of people, us included. Do you have something you want to wrap up?
No,
You just
no,
looking
no.
us up? Okay. So while the power was out, so this was the week after Christmas. No, I'm sorry, the week after New Year's. Power's out for a couple days. And there wasn't a whole lot going on,
No?
not a whole lot going on. So I decided I'd get up and I would undecorate the Christmas tree with the full intention of putting the tree away.
Yes, she did, folks.
Our tree's been sitting there naked for like 2 weeks.
Uh-huh. And what did you and your daughter, try to convince me?
That we could just leave it up because the lights we have a pre-lit Christmas tree that has programmable lights. So I could legit right now, I could put them all red and pink and it'd be perfect for Valentine's Day.
This is the longest I've had any Christmas decorations up ever
I could do green
in my life.
for St. Patrick's Day.
Ever.
I could do like Easter colors I like pinks and yellows and blues for Easter.
No.
I could do red, white, and blue for 4th of July.
No.
And then orange and white for like Halloween.
No.
But it's still up there.
know.
Nobody's taken it down yet.
Okay.
So I'm not taking it down.
Oh, is that how this is going to play
Yeah,
out?
because it's pretty and I've decided it's now our tree. It's not a Christmas tree. It's just a tree in the corner of the room. Pretty lights on it.
To be continued, folks.
No, this is couples therapy. We got to work it out. So the question is, of course, when do you take down the Christmas tree? Now, normally I would have the tree down by now. I would have had the tree
Yes,
down
you
by
would.
New Year's. That's always, I like, after Christmas, take the tree down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and here it is, what, the 18th, 19th?
It is so pretty.
Oh, I know. You can just wait until December 2022.
But it's still up. Are you going to take it down?
Oh, I'll take it down if that's what it comes to.
When are you going to take it down?
I'll take it down as soon as we're done with this.
Taking it down tonight.
Don't tease me with a good time.
You're lucky though too, because it literally comes apart in 3 pieces. All you got to do is pop it apart.
I know.
Shove it in a box,
Yep.
and it's done. Call it a day.
Pretty much.
Yep. But I'm just not doing it because it's so pretty.
Okay. I'll take it down. No problem.
Little does he know, folks, that was my plan all along. Time for the VIP's roll call.
Hold on. Let's go back to this some bullshit then.
We haven't even gotten to this some bullshit
Let's move
yet.
forward to that. What is this crap?
It's time for the VIP's roll call. Our VIPs, our fabulous, fabulous VIPs, in order Healthy Beginnings Wellness and Aesthetics, from Botox to bioidentical hormone replacement therapy, keeping you skinny, sexy, strong, and satisfied. Visit healthybeginningswellness.com.
Cowboy Jacks of Fredericksburg, the best happy hour in town, 3 to 7 p.m., 7 days a week. Plank Road, Fredericksburg. Follow Cowboy Jacks on Facebook for specials and events.
Cowboy Jacks has a new menu item.
What?
Have you heard?
I haven't seen it.
They have keto bowls now, and they
No
look
kidding.
amazing. I wonder how quickly I could find the picture. Not very quickly when my phone doesn't recognize my face. Let me see if I can find it. Talk amongst yourselves. That
She's
is
singing to herself
not
right
how
now.
Doggone it. I spelled her name wrong. There she is. Let's see. Go down to photos. Let's see. Oh, there it is.
Play by play.
Bam.
Oh, wow. That's shrimp.
And
Steak
yes.
with broccoli
Uh-huh.
and carrots.
Uh-huh. And it looks like it's
Parmesan
got
cheese?
Nope, it's got riced cauliflower.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
Okay.
So here's what the caption says. Did y'all know Cowboy Jacks has new keto bowls? You can get chicken, steak, or shrimp with hands down the best cauliflower rice I have ever had. 10 out of 10. Highly recommend. Kaboom. It looks delicious.
It does look pretty good.
So, folks, if you are in the throes of your January fitness goals and you're going keto, or even if you're not, this just looks delicious.
it actually does look delicious.
It's basically just 2 kinds of protein, a bunch of vegetables.
Yeah,
So there you go.
I'm down.
Cowboy Jacks.
I'll eat it.
The rest of our VIPs roll call looks like this. Of course, the VIPs stands for very important podcast sponsors.
does.
All right. Sprelly.
Sprelly.
Talk about yummy. It's the new way to PB&J. Now in their new location on Princess Anne Street, downtown Fredericksburg, and order online at Sprelly.com. Just cracked open a new jar of butterscotch peanut butter the other day.
Yes.
Posted a
That's
video.
what you gave me, right?
Yes, that's what I
Yeah.
gave you in your lunch, and I posted a video of it because it was the most blissful moment at 6 a.m. Just that when the top
Yeah.
pops and it goes pop, and you just sniff it, like that first whiff of Sprelly. Oh my God.
So it was delicious on the apple,
Mm-hmm.
and then I started eating the apple by itself.
So then you had Sprelly
And then
left
I
over.
just had Sprelly left over, and
Dude,
I ate that by
it's so
itself.
good.
I mean,
You really can't beat it.
no.
It's so
no,
good.
you can't. It is delicious.
All natural nut butters. They've got snackage.
Yeah.
You gotta go check out their
Got
new
to.
spot, Princess Anne Street, downtown Fredericksburg.
And you can't miss them.
You really can't.
Look for the mural.
Yes.
Seriously.
There's dancing peanut butter and
I mean,
grapes on the
it's-
side of the building. You can't miss it.
it.
Sprelly.com, Sprelly.com, Sprelly.com. Order online anywhere in the world.
Continuing on with our VIPs, our VIPs, it's Coyote Hole Cider Works. Hard cider sangrias from 100% Virginia apples. Located in the heart of Lake Anna in Mineral, Virginia. Follow them on Facebook and visit coyotehole.com.
Yes, now working on distributing in West Virginia too.
Amazing.
Plus, they're the official cider of the Fredericksburg Nationals.
That's right. That's all you drink when you go.
That's all I drink when I go is the Grand Slam Gria out there. Coyote Hole Cider Works. Definitely some cool stuff that went on over the holidays. They've still, by the way, got their igloos up, and you can still reserve one.
Oh, right on.
As long as it's cold, those igloos are going to be there.
Heck yeah.
They've got their fire pits. They've got trivia on Wednesday nights. They got a bingo night going on out there. They got all kinds of fun stuff at Coyote Hole.
All I know is trivia night was fun.
It was fun. We need to go back there
I'm
and
for it.
play all the way to the end.
Because we could win.
We could win.
We're that good.
You want to become one of our VIPs, our very important podcast sponsor? Just go to wordsandmusicpodcast.com. We'll take anybody. Literally. You just want
Anybody.
us to say your name on our podcast?
Give me $5.
No, it's 10.
Oh, my bad. Oh, I thought it was 20.
Go
but I was
look at
giving,
the website once in a while, would you?
I was giving like,
Give it a discount.
whoops.
It's $5 with Randy's promo code. Which doesn't exist. Anyway, go to the
You better put that disclaimer in there.
wordsandmusicpodcast.com. Become one of our VIPs. Help us pay for all this stuff. If you are a business, if you are an individual, if you have an at-home business, I would love to tell people about it.
Sure.
I will give a plug to whomever.
Absolutely.
Just go to wordsandmusicpodcast.com and become one of our VIPs.
Help us help you.
Help us help you. Time for What the Fork. So a couple of weeks ago, was it even a couple weeks ago? Was it like last weekend?
Oh, last weekend.
Last weekend.
Couple weeks.
It was
Come on.
cold, and when it gets cold,
All these cold days just meld together, right?
do.
They just
they do. But here's the thing. When you have a Midwestern girl in your life,
Uh huh.
What happens when it gets cold is she goes into soup mode.
Yeah.
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 She goes into soup mode. This past weekend, I made a vegetable soup that was really, really good. The weekend before, I busted out grandma's homemade chicken noodle soup.
Yes, she did, folks. I was licking my lips. I was just chomping at the bit, like I was reminiscing. Sorry.
Yeah,
It took me.
It's so simple. It's so easy. And I'm about to share my grandmother's recipe.
What are you doing?
I know.
What are you doing?
It's not even the soup that's so spectacular. What's the word? Spectacular. I'm drinking Single Barrel Jack, by the way. Spectacular soup. But what is the most spectacular component of grandma's homemade chicken noodle soup? It's the nudes. It's the nudes. Okay, if you're about to say something bad about my grandmother's noodles.
No. I'm not saying anything bad about the noodles.
You made this face like they aren't that good.
No, they're great. They were delicious. It just wasn't the best component for me.
Okay, well, I didn't ask.
Wow. All righty.
What was the best component for you?
On this week's discussion topic,
Seriously, now I have to know. What was the best component?
the broth for me was the best component of that soup.
All right. Well, I'll let you have that one. I'll allow it.
Why would you? Why just? Oh, I'm gonna let you have it.
I'll allow it because it was really
You
good.
see, yes.
But grandma's chicken noodle soup. My mother when I was growing up, my mother would make. Now this would have been her mother-in-law's chicken noodle soup, and we always made it the same, right? The big difference was my mother never wanted to make the noodles. She just wanted to throw rice in it or throw a bag of egg noodles in it or whatever. And it
Which I would be totally fine with.
I know you would, but it's just not the same. It's not as good. And I think it's probably because of the memory that is wrapped up in those noodles and the process of making them.
Sure.
For me, it was one of those red metal chairs that had like the pull-out steps.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what I'm talking
I
about?
know
You can picture it.
exactly, yes.
So I'm tiny, right? And grandma would pull. The chair sat under the telephone, which was on the wall, hanging on the wall, right? It was a rotary phone.
When telephones used to have one single spot.
You dial and it would go, right? So it sat underneath that spot, and then grandma would move it over to the counter next to the sink, right? Between the stove and the sink. And she would pull out the little ka-chunk, pull out the little steps, and I would climb my happy ass up onto the chair. And I would be there next to my grandmother, who I loved dearly. And we would make noodles together. And it's the simplest recipe. Before she passed away, I wrote it down. One time when I was there with her, she moved out of her house into an assisted living facility. I would go visit and we'd make dinner. And it was still one of the best memories ever. So here's how you do it, folks. 1 cup of flour, 1 egg, a little bit of salt, and a tiny bit of water. That's it. And then you just make, it's a simple pasta dough. That's all it is. It's a simple pasta dough, very, very simple. And so you can scale that up as much as you want. I think the most I've ever done is like a quadruple batch, right? So 4 cups, 4 eggs. And at that point, you're at about 1/4 cup of water probably, but you have to just get it to the consistency that you want. And then you roll it out. Which this is the first time I've ever not rolled it out by hand. I started to.
You did start to.
And then I was like, why the hell am I sweating? This is hard. I don't like this shit anymore. So we busted out the old KitchenAid pasta roller.
Your husband with the gadgets.
I was like, why am I doing this? We have a pasta roller. So I rolled it through the pasta, but then you roll it up like a jelly roll, right?
Yes.
You roll it up and then you take a sharp knife and you cut the noodles.
Yep.
And then you unroll them. So for me, when I was a kid, my job was unrolling the noodles. Right. So
I could tell.
Flour flying all over the kitchen,
Yes.
all down my front. And it's still the same way today. I still end up with flour everywhere. And I love, 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 love the process of unrolling those noodles.
You could see the smile on her face as she was unrolling. It brought back the memories.
Oh,
You
yeah.
could see it.
I'm a 5-year-old girl sitting next to her, standing on the chair next to my
Right.
grandmother every time I make her homemade noodles.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, I know, but I loved my grandmother so much, and she passed away when I was. She passed away in 2006.
And it's delicious.
It is
It's some of the
delicious.
best chicken noodle soup that
Yeah.
I've had. And like I was saying, the broth for me was the best, but you've made this for me before.
I have.
And I don't know what was different. I don't know.
What was different is I cooked an entire chicken. That's what was
It
different, and you get
was-
all the different types of fat and meat in there.
It was so much better than the last time.
Yeah.
Just because the broth. I literally I went over there and took the ladle out and I was drinking the broth
Yeah.
out of the pot.
Because you got a full chicken full of chicken fat is what you
Yes,
got
and it was
in there, and
so
it makes it
amazing.
so delicious. So there you go, Grandma's homemade chicken noodle soup with her homemade noodles, and the one thing that I added this time, which was really freaking cool, is I made my first loaf of Dutch oven bread to go
Yeah,
with
you
it.
did. Yeah, I
Mhm.
forgot about that.
Which is really cool, and you can look up the recipe online. It was super easy. And
She's been talking about making this for weeks. She's like, "Oh,
I was
I
like,
seen
you
this.
can make
I
a
seen
Dutch oven.
this."
You can make a loaf of bread in your Dutch oven.
And she was all excited, but she never did it. And all of a sudden, she's
Because I
like,
was afraid of anything that had to do with yeast.
we're at Wegmans.
Mhm.
And she's like, really think I want to go get yeast. I went right down the baking aisle and found it. And I was like, come on, get
Let's
it.
do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, my dad used to make bread all the time.
And she made her first loaf. And guess what, folks?
It was delicious.
Turned out amazing.
so easy.
Amazing.
Might have to post. I'll post those pictures on our social media, and I'll post the recipe. for
And
the
you got
Dutch
some good
oven bread.
compliments on that bread.
I did, because it was
A
beautiful.
lot of people were like, dang, girl.
Man, I was so freaking proud of that meal. I posted it in the Fredericksburg Home Cooks Facebook
Yeah, you
group.
did. Yeah, you did.
I was like, validate me. And they did.
They
They're
did.
Like, that looks amazing. It looked so good. Some of those people, I'm very intimidated by a lot of the home cooks even the people that we know.
I
that
know.
will
They're
post in there.
amazing.
We got some gourmet home cooks
I mean,
up in this town, and shout out to Michelle and Aaron and Charity and some of the people that post in there, just incredible.
good old
Stasia. Oh my gosh.
Bart Balderson.
Bart Balderson, the
that
drummer.
man, gosh.
That dude
bless.
can cook.
That dude, he's got it going on.
Incredible. All right, so there you go.
I
That's
gotta
what the
step my
food.
game up.
You know what? You need to brag about your food more, because you are an excellent cook. Last night, this man made us a white chicken chili that was really, really good. And I realized that you still have to alter some of the recipes that we make around the house, because there's still some things that are fucking with my
I did
smell
not use
and taste.
and you'll never believe this, even how it tasted.
Mm-hmm.
I did not use onion and garlic.
So you know what it's starting to make me wonder is, how necessary is it to put onion and garlic in every damn thing we cook?
It's not necessary to do it, but you know what?
It sure is good.
That flavoring is amazing.
I don't know.
I mean, it's
I
just
know.
it's the flavor of those components.
Yeah.
I don't like eating onions, but I like the flavor
Right.
that onion gives.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's the biggest component between that and garlic.
Yeah.
Those are the two biggest components I
Oh,
miss
dude, I
cooking
could eat
with.
garlic just all the time.
Oh,
I had
oh.
garlic stuffed in an olive. I'll eat just roasted garlic straight out of the clove.
roasted
Squirt it
straight
right
up-
into my mouth like toothpaste.
Oh, absolutely.
So good.
Spread it on a piece of toast like
Oh.
butter.
So good. All right. Well, here's where we make a change in the show. Just a
Yep.
real quick change, because we had a segment called This Some Bullshit. And I adored this. I still like the segment. I just didn't like ending the show on a negative note. And that's how it was kind of feeling the last couple times. It's like, it's cool and everything, and it's fun, and we have a good laugh. We talk about stuff that's bullshit, but then we kind of end the show on a negative note. So I am moving This Some Bullshit to the middle.
Perfect.
It's right here.
I know.
And This Some Bullshit.
And I have one.
Oh, you have one?
I do have
All right,
one.
cool. Go.
This some bullshit
What's some bullshit?
that I broke our gas fireplace.
Oh. I wasn't going to bring it up.
I will bring it up. I don't care.
All right. So, quick backstory. A couple weeks ago, we had no power, and we were talking about the fact that, boy, we have this really nice gas fireplace.
Yeah, sure
that
could have used
in
it.
my tenure with this man has never worked.
Nope.
You go. Tell the story.
So as a young bachelor, in and out, always traveling, I just turned the pilot off. I was like, I ain't never going to be here. I'm not going to use it. Whatever. Okay.
Okay.
So
you figured that would just be a good way to save
money on gas.
Save money on gas.
Which really it doesn't.
Yeah.
It just, but my thing is having an open flame going while I'm gone for
Mhm,
extended period of
mhm.
times. Just wasn't.
It didn't sit right with you. I get it.
No. So I go on and it stays off and whatever. I have a buddy of mine come over and we're rebuilding my mantle. So I got
Yes,
this
you have a custom built mantle.
out of pallet wood.
Mhm.
Yes. And
It's very rustic. It looks really cool.
gave me some places to store the cable boxes, the Xbox and stuff, kind of put stuff away, you
Yep.
know?
Hmm.
So I'm sitting there and we're talking and he's like, hey man, you can combine these switches.
So you had two switches
Two
on the
switches.
wall,
One-
both of them to operate the gas fireplace.
One controls the valve to where it turns on the actual fireplace
Okay.
and the other one controls the fan.
Okay.
Okay.
So to operate the gas stove or the gas fireplace, you'd have to put both of those on.
Well, you don't only necessarily have to put one on. You don't necessarily have to use the fan.
Oh, gotcha.
The fan blows it out towards you. You know, it blows it out to the house.
So
it
heats up the room.
would have heated the whole room into the kitchen.
I see.
All right. The valve one, you know, that's what
It's
turns
just open and
it-
closed.
it- open and closing.
Like a
Open-
toggle switch.
Correct. So I was like, yeah, you sure it'll work?
So this guy tells you can make those two switches,
Yep.
one switch.
Yep. So we do.
So you listen to this guy.
I did.
What were his qualifications?
He's a friend and he's a Marine,
That's it.
and he's built his house.
Okay.
So he's done a lot of work. He rebuilt.
So you had no reason to think he didn't know
I
what
had
he
no
was talking
reason
about.
not to trust him.
Gotcha.
All right.
So you did it.
I did it. And then, you know, we're like, oh, this storm happens.
And we're
Okay,
sitting here
fast
thinking,
forward
man,
to
it's
today.
cold. Yeah.
I have an appointment for a gentleman to come out and do this.
Because you figured it was just a problem with the pilot. It
Yeah, I
never
figured a pilot
relit.
maybe, you know, all kinds of, maybe the pipes are clogged, you know. With,
Right, maybe
with
we got a
rodent,
lot
you
of
know, bugs.
Dog hair up in there.
Yeah, you never know. So I was like, you know, better be safe than sorry. Have someone come out, light it, check it, pressure test, you know, all that sort
Get
of
it all
stuff, right?
cleaned up so that we can use it in the event it happens again.
Right. Well, come to find out, by hooking those wires up to that switch, I energized a set of wires that were not supposed to be energized, and I fried the board on the valve.
Fried the motherboard.
So basically, that switch should have opened. There is an electrical thing that goes to that board.
Mm-hmm.
It is open and close. It's just a relay, if you will. The switch just opens and closes it. So we could have used it with the fire or with the
Oh.
power off and been warm. But
And you had no idea all these years.
Nope.
How many years ago did you guys build that?
Oh.
That was when we first started dating because I remember you sending me pictures.
But the thing was off anyway, so it didn't
Right.
matter. So I couldn't have tested it. So yeah. So the guy's actually going to reach out to a master tech, someone that's a little bit more knowledgeable than he is,
Yeah.
which I can appreciate.
Absolutely.
Guy was like, I'm stumped. I've never seen it like this happen.
Yeah.
I want to reach out to a master tech and I want to run some things by him. Okay, cool, man. What are we looking at? Worst case, you know, he tells me, well, you might have to change that whole valve.
So the valve,
It's this whole, it's
like,
a
may
whole
have to be
contraption.
replaced.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then come to find out that that valve is on back order.
Of course, everything's on back order.
Yeah. So
The
we're not
world
getting,
is on back order.
we're not getting a fireplace back up and running for a while. So
Well, it could be worse.
it could be worse. We're still here.
It could be worse. We're still here. We really didn't have the major inconvenience that some of our friends and neighbors had
No.
when the power went out.
So-
You know, so
That's my
you live, you learn.
That's my diss some bullshit. Just saying. I know I was long.
No, and that's okay because my bullshit is just plain and simple. This weather is some bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't like winter. That's why I moved to Virginia. What the actual?
Well, you moved to the wrong state because Virginia gets all 4 seasons.
Apparently, I
At
should
some
have
point in
moved
time.
further south. So
South Carolina.
I don't know.
Can't
man.
say North Carolina because North Carolina got snow.
Yeah, well, South Carolina, I'm sure we'll get some snow too at some point. I don't know.
Not much.
All I
if any.
know is I'm tired of it. I get so like, I don't know. I have a lot of reasons to be cranky right now. I'm trying really hard not to be cranky, but it is very difficult.
I know.
I know.
I know.
So we're gonna change the name of our next segment. New year, new podcast stuff.
New year, new us.
Yeah. So we were calling it Red and Blue Download.
We were.
And now I want to call it Listen Up.
Listen up.
Yeah, because a lot of times we're finding out that it's not necessarily something that you can download, but it's something that we want you to take into consideration for your ears.
Yes.
Okay, so it's an audio something.
Words and music. The music part.
Yeah, so something cool happened this week. You actually discovered a Red Dirt Country playlist on Apple Music.
I did. I was looking for something different. I got plenty of stuff on my phone. I just wanted something different. And I remembered talking with somebody. I think it was Scott.
Yeah.
I think it was a
Scott
conversation
McMillan?
with Scott. We were just talking about Red Dirt. We were talking about different artists, this, that, and the other. Cody Johnson, a few others,
Yeah.
you know. And I was like, you know what? I don't know why. Like I said, just looking for something different. Oh, Red Dirt Country.
Now, let me tell you guys something about Randy Red Powell right here. This man he's a lot like me, and I think this is one of the biggest reasons we're so compatible. We listen to anything and everything
That's
when
true.
it comes to music. There's no, like, people can't look at you and go, oh, he probably listens to whatever. You will legit have everything from reggae to rap to, here you go, Red Dirt Country.
It's true. It's very true.
So what'd you find on your Red Dirt Country
I
list?
found this album called "Don't Mess with Texas."
I love it. And it's a
And
collaboration or what?
It's just got a bunch of everybody's. It's more or less. I think it's like a playlist, an Apple playlist, but it's
Right.
got a bunch of songs from everybody Texas.
Give us an example. Let's hear this list.
So
How many songs are we talking?
I don't know. A lot to count.
Okay.
Too many to count. So
Okay.
we've got Maren Morris, All
Yes.
My Favorite People.
Great song
We've-
with Brothers Osborne.
Yes, we've got the Randy Rogers Band,
Okay.
Adam Hood,
I have not heard of Adam.
Muscadine Bloodline.
Muscadine Bloodline. Now that is a
They're pretty They're
Yeah.
pretty interesting.
very different, very cool grooves. I like them a lot.
It even has one of my favorites, old school artists,
Old school artist. Who's that?
Randy Travis.
Randy Travis. I mean, come on.
I mean, it's got Fool's Love Affair on this thing. It's even got let's see. It's even got Cody Johnson
Sure.
in Midland. So I mean, there are some of the mainstream ones,
Sure.
but these are
Some classics, some new artists. It's cool to find new music, isn't it?
and it was actually honestly refreshing to listen to some new.
Artists you had never heard before.
Correct.
And you enjoyed it?
I actually did. I actually enjoyed it very much.
Very cool.
Very much so.
I was having a discussion, I don't know, a few days ago with some radio folks about where we think the general public is discovering new music these days. And I think what you just did by searching Apple Music is sort of the new wave of how you find a new artist, a new song.
It was amazing to put in here just what I typed in. I
Yeah.
mean, literally typed in Red Dirt. Let's see, Red Dirt Country. Not Ted Dirt. Good God.
Thanks for coming to my TED Dirt Talk.
So literally, when you type in Red Dirt Country, that's all it gives. That's what comes up with suggestions, right?
Yeah.
So literally, I clicked on Red Dirt Country. I'm gonna click on the first one, and then what
And
was the
you
top one? The
found-
top one was "Don't Mess with Texas."
Don't mess with Texas. So you actually found
It's a playlist.
It's a playlist. It's an Apple country
music playlist.
Yeah.
And then of course it's got Red Dirt Road song, the Red Dirt Road by Brooks and Dunn.
Sure.
But it's got a bunch of other Red Dirt Texas, Red Dirt, Red Dirt Clouds.
So how long did you listen to this playlist?
I listened for about a good 30 minutes
Good 30
before I
minutes.
had to. I'm still going to continue listening
Right.
to it. So
Was it more people you knew or more people you didn't know?
I would say more people that I didn't know.
That's cool.
Like Mike Ryan, Wade Brown. I'd never heard of Muscadine
Muscadine Bloodline.
Bloodline. They're interesting.
Yeah.
They're not too bad. Aaron Watson.
Yep.
Corey Kent, Bree Bagwell. That name sounds familiar, but I don't recognize her.
Yeah.
Tristan Mraz and Braxton Keith.
Braxton Keith, I've heard of.
Mason Lively.
Okay.
Parker McCullum. We all
Parker
know.
McCullum, we
already
saw
know-
him at Country Radio Seminar a couple years
Colby Cooper.
ago. Okay.
Dan Alley. So I mean, there's a
lot of names on there that I don't even recognize.
There's a lot. It was crazy. I was like, screw it, shuffle. So
I love that.
I had him shuffle it.
Yeah.
So I was listening to it. There was one, and I don't remember which one it was. It just didn't do anything for me. So I fast
I was
forwarded.
gonna say, so you just hit.
I
next.
hit next.
Next.
So I mean, that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
That is with anybody. So I
Absolutely.
mean, there are reggae songs that I do that too. There are rap songs I do that too. There are rock songs I do that too. So it's just like, I'm not feeling it. About next.
Next, yeah. So you would recommend Red Dirt Country?
Absolutely, I would.
Well, there you go.
Absolutely.
There you go, folks.
Especially if you get down to Texas.
Listen up, folks.
Red
Dirt
Dirt Country.
There you go. So my listen up is just a short list of artists who have songs that I highly recommend.
Oh, just a short, huh?
Just a short
Just
list.
a short list.
I highly recommend you find and download everything you can And you're going to know some of these names because, well, shit, you'll probably know. If you know me, if you've listened to this podcast, if you've listened to me on the radio for the last few years, you know every name on this list. This is easy. Now, I don't feel as like I'm uncovering something like you just did.
That's okay. I mean,
It's all right. I'm still going to go with it.
do it.
Obviously, my boys Radio Romance.
Because there may be people listening in different parts of the country that don't know.
Correct. We
this
looked at the
stuff.
heat map, and they're all over the
That's
place.
why I brought it up.
You're absolutely right. Radio Romance. Yes, it was an old Eddie Money song or album. That's how they got their name. But they are a phenomenal little band out of Nashville, Tennessee.
The boys are awesome.
The boys are awesome. There's one of the tightest bands I have ever come in contact with. And I have worked with a lot of bands over the years. These guys, it's almost like they all four share one brain.
It is crazy.
They are all on the same wavelength. They can finish each other's sentences. And it's like the music is a testament to that bond between the four of them.
Oh, yeah.
They're incredible. They just released their latest single,
Which is a
hot. Phenomenal song. It's a great song, especially for this time right now. It's called By the World of Beer. And it is so good.
Great song.
Great song. And
Number one hit.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. So Radio Romance, they've got albums, they've got EPs. You can find them on Apple Music. You can find them on Spotify. You can find them on Bands in Town. If you don't have the Bands in Town app, you should definitely grab that so that you can see whether or not they're coming to a venue near you.
Yeah, you need to go see them live.
Got to go see these guys live because they are an incredible show.
And you got to buy them a shot.
Or yeah, that, sure.
You just got to buy them a shot.
Buy them a shot.
They'll love it.
Download everything that they've got out. They've got a great, just check them out on YouTube. They're really building their YouTube following right now, and they're doing a lot of live videos and stuff like that on YouTube, and they are phenomenal. Can't say enough about how much I love Radio Romance.
And she does, folks.
I do. Now, flipping that coin, one of my all-time favorite singer-songwriters,
Yes.
Miss Emily Weisband.
Absolutely.
This girl can do it all.
Yes, she can.
Literally. She has written some music for, like, she's written music for BTS. She's written music for Daniel Bradbury, Lauren Elena. She's written songs with Karen Fairchild from Little Big Town.
She was just at Vegas with them, right?
Yes, she just opened for them in Vegas. She wrote a song with Karen called Butterflies, and it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
She won a Grammy for the song Thy Will with Hillary Scott from Lady A. So Emily Weisband is the shiznit.
She's the real deal, folks.
She's the real deal. And not only does she write phenomenal music for other people, she also writes phenomenal music for herself. And she has put out lots and lots of great singles. She's got an entire album called Identity Crisis. It's magnificent. It's so freaking good. So Emily Weisband. She also happens to be from the Stafford, Virginia area. And
That's
her
right.
entire family is phenomenal people.
They're amazing people.
I don't think I've ever met a family where every last one of them has so much talent that they could explode.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
There's like 1,000 of them too.
Yes.
But literally, I've seen video of grandma playing the piano. Dad is an incredible singer, songwriter, and musician.
Dad
Bill
is just
Weisband.
cool.
And he's one of the coolest people on two legs. He's just
yeah.
literally one of the coolest humans you ever want to meet. Bill Weisband, of course, from the Wild at Heart band.
That's right.
Right here in
Look
the
at that plug
Fredericksburg
right there,
area.
Wild at Heart.
Boom, love you guys. And her sisters, she's got a sister, Anna, who is a record label executive.
Yeah.
She's got two twin sisters who are phenomenal human beings. And she's got her brother, Joey, who is one of the most wildly entertaining people
Hilarious.
I've ever met. And Mama Margie is she's a saint and she's a queen and she's just incredible.
To keep it all wrangled in.
I don't know how she does it, but she has produced 5 of the most beautifully talented and humble and wonderful children.
That's right.
And her and her husband they've kept it all wrangled in, and I don't know how they do it, but they do it and they make it look easy. So there you go. Emily Weisband. Okay. That's the second one. Now let's talk about Sam Grow.
Sam Grow.
Sam Grow. I'm trying to remember my first interaction with Sam Grow. I think the first time that I met him was a barbecue festival that I helped organize, and he was actually opening for Radio Romance. And he came out and just rocked everybody's faces off, and he was incredible.
Yeah, and how'd you meet him?
How did I meet him? What do you mean? You mean like the first time that we actually came face to face?
Yeah.
So I was working with his tour manager at the time, Joe, who was also his drummer
Right.
back then. And so I had just been communicating with him. And at one point, I had to get with him because I had to do all the onstage, bringing everybody out, introductions, right? So I had to get with him to find out, what do you want me to say? How do you want me to introduce you guys? I'm going to burp, excuse me. Excuse me. Anyway, I'm drinking the same thing I was drinking that night, as a matter of fact, because Joe comes to me and he's like, you want to meet Sam? Come here. Let's go in the RV, right? They had an RV pulled up behind the stage.
Yeah.
So I go in there and you walk into their RV and the first thing out of everybody's mouth is, you want to do a shot?
Want to do a shot?
They pull a bottle of frozen Jack Daniels single barrel out of the freezer, and everybody does a shot. And this was pre-COVID, obviously.
It was
This
straight out of a bottle.
2018, 2017, 2018. And it was straight out of the bottle. And it was basically, the philosophy was, it's alcohol. It'll kill whatever germs you got. So they passed the bottle around. And then they wanted me to go get you.
Yeah.
They were like, is Red here? Is Red here? Like, they knew more about us than we did about them. Is Red here? So I went and got you, and they shook your hand. Thanked you for your service. Like, all of,
And then proceeded to hand me the bottle.
and handed you the bottle. So then we did another shot. By the time I got on stage to
You were
introduce
feeling it.
them, my cheeks were red. It was a very warm day. And yeah, no, I don't even remember what I said. I made some stupid wisecrack about taking a hot air balloon ride with someone in the front row. Like, it was embarrassing. I go to leave the stage and the guys are like, that was the best intro ever.
They were pumped. They were
They
hyped.
were pumped. But anyway, all of this to say, Sam Grow is a phenomenal songwriter.
Absolutely.
He has written some really incredibly moving music, and there is a grit about him and his songwriting that I really enjoy. I really, really, really enjoy his entire catalog.
Yeah.
So check out Sam Grow. Find the album Love and Whiskey.
Great album.
Such a great album. Find the album My Town,
Yep.
and find every single you can find attached to Sam Grow.
Absolutely.
He's got collaborations with
Radio Romance.
Radio Romance. He's got collaborations with Colt Ford.
Yep.
He's got some really incredible music out there on the internet. Wherever you download music, go look up Sam Grow.
That's right.
Next,
Next.
Emma Zink.
Oh, good old Emma.
Emma Zink, I feel like Emma Zink is like my favorite niece. You know what I
No,
mean?
I get it.
Like, I feel like, because I've known her since she was 16.
Sure.
And I have watched her grow. And the first word I used to describe her is still the first word I use to describe her today. And that is fearless.
Absolutely.
She is 100% without fear. This girl will sing anything. This girl can play anything. She's taught herself to play, like, I don't know, 50 instruments. I don't know what she's at now. I think she was like moving on to violin the last time I checked. Yeah, she's just an incredible artist all around. A great songwriter, a great performer, a great musician, Emma Zink. And she's just starting to release singles. So go find her. Go find her on YouTube. Go find her on TikTok. Go
Yeah.
find her on Instagram. And then also go download Let It Burn. It's a phenomenal song.
It is.
Yeah. And she's going to be putting out more singles. I saw her profess it on her social media not too long ago that she's like, giddy up, it's time to do this. So look for Emma Zink, Zinck, Emma Zink.
It's going to happen.
And if you are ever in Nashville and you see a bar that says she's playing there tonight, you post up, you buy a motherfucking pitcher of beer and you wait.
You really gotta see her. The way she commands the crowd. It's amazing.
Nobody does it like her.
No. I mean, we're talking anything from her singing Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
To
Brothers Osborne, to
Brothers
Etta
Osborne.
James, to the Doobie Brothers.
I mean, she was just, and when she belts out, everybody just turns to her.
This girl will sing a Florida Georgia Line song at the FGL house. No fear.
None. And she kills it.
She kills it.
She kills the song.
Yeah. And she's got some really great stories too. Her musical journey is incredible, and it's very, very new. She's still just getting started.
The funniest video I've seen of her is to see her and AJ.
Oh, AJ McLean from the Backstreet Boys.
singing.
And Cassidy Pope. Yeah, they happened to be at the FGL house one night. She was there playing.
Yep.
And they hopped up on stage And the next thing you know, they're singing Backstreet Boys songs. And yeah, and it's funny because it ended up in a reality show that they were filming that.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, right on.
So, and this was when AJ McLean was embarking on his country music career. So, yeah, and in fact, you can hear that full story. Thanks for the reminder, babe. You can hear that full story on our episode of Words of Music.
That's right.
With Emma Zink back in season 1. So, scroll on down after you're done listening to this episode. Find the Emma Zink episode. Listen for that because that was a really great
It was
story.
amazing. It was an amazing thing to watch.
Really, really great story. All right. I have more.
I'll shut up.
I feel bad because we're going long. No. You don't have to shut up because I want you to chime in on these because these are 4 more phenomenal acts. Enya Agerholm.
Good old Enya.
I love my girl Enya.
Enya is just the sweetest thing ever. She
is
is awesome.
She is one of the sweetest things ever. Just got engaged. She's planning a wedding.
I know, crazy. That's
so
awesome.
So excited for Enya and Anthony. But Enya's got a couple of phenomenal songs out right now.
Enya,
what do you got?
This for you.
Yeah, man, she definitely deserves it. Definitely deserves it. She's one of the sweetest human beings alive, and she's a phenomenal songwriter.
Oh, she's
I feel like
killer.
I've said phenomenal songwriter several times during this segment.
That must be your go-to word tonight.
It might be my go-to word.
And that's fine.
And it's okay because I'm telling the truth 100%.
Absolutely, you're telling
Enya
the
can
truth.
write her little ass off.
Yes, she can.
So go find Enya Agerholm, Agerholm. Find her on social media. Find her on the YouTube. She's got a YouTube channel. You can also find her wherever you download music.
Enya and the Fellas.
Mm-hmm.
Or Enya and the Boys. Was it Enya and the...
It was Enya and the Fellas.
Enya and the Fellas.
Yep. So our next artist that I want you to listen up for, I highly recommend you find and download the music of Adrienne Davis.
She's got some pipes.
Girl's got pipes.
I mean, she can belt it.
You can find her singing solo. You can find her singing with Whiskey Revival. Her solo debut single is out now, and it is phenomenal.
It is.
You got to go find Adrienne Davis wherever you download music. And she just had a baby.
She did.
She had a cute little oh my God. So her guitar player also happens to be her husband.
Is it guitar or bass?
He plays guitar.
He plays both, I think.
I think he plays a little bit
everything.
Everything, yeah. But the two of them together are such a force to be reckoned with.
Oh,
and yeah, she's incredible. And speaking of Enya and Adrienne, by the way, back in season 1, I also had them on the podcast.
That's right, you did.
Go find that episode. It was a lot of fun. Now, the next artist that I want to talk to you guys about haven't been on the podcast yet, but it's coming.
I think it is coming.
It's coming. I am working on it. I definitely want these two on the podcast, and we will make it happen. They are Chris and Michelle from Drive-In Riot.
Those two are awesome. Chris is awesome. Michelle's awesome. I mean, they're just two humble folks. I mean, it's just
singing great music.
Absolutely.
She just became an ordained pastor.
No.
Yes.
Did she really?
She did.
Holy cow.
She did. She's preaching at her church every Sunday, and she's doing great things.
Holy cow.
And he's out in the backyard working on muscle cars. And they have a phenomenal story too. And we got to hear a lot of it. They were, my last year in radio, in 2020, they were the Thunder Rising Star. And so we got to interview them quite a bit on the air. So there's a lot out there of Drive-In Riot, but seriously, their albums are out there. And you got to go find them everywhere you download music.
Yes.
And finally, last but not least.
That's right.
Last but certainly not least.
Certainly.
On my short list of artists who have songs and albums and interviews that I highly recommend you find and download, it's our new segment called Listen Up. I need you to go get some Ashley McBryde in your life. If you don't have Ashley McBryde in your life yet, what are you even doing? What are you even doing listening to this? Because if you don't know about Ashley McBryde, I can't help you. I can't help you.
I mean, sorry about your bad luck.
Ashley McBryde. I want to say the most underrated artist in music today.
Hands down.
Hands down.
Hands down. I'll agree with that statement.
Yeah. Yeah. This year, and I know pre-pandemic, she was out on the road with Luke Combs.
Yes.
She also played as opener for the king of country music himself in his Vegas residency, George Strait.
Mm-hmm.
You don't open for George Strait if you're not talented.
Right.
You feel me?
Oh, yeah.
Ashley McBryde has not gotten her dues yet. if you ask me. I don't think she has gotten everything that she deserves. I don't think even close.
No.
To the recognition she deserves.
No.
To the kudos she deserves. To the
Absolutely.
radio airplay she deserves.
I agree.
She is phenomenally talented.
Oh, yeah.
And she just did a single with Carly Pierce,
Amazing.
which, by the way, was number 1 on Sirius XM, the Highways Top 30 Countdown this
It
past week.
was.
And Ashley she can do no wrong in my eyes.
She was a highway find.
She was a highway
yeah,
find.
She was a highway find.
Yeah, she was a highway find back in the day. But before all of that,
We knew her before she was a highway find.
that's right. Before all of that,
We met her.
way back in March of 2017, thanks to the incredible Scott McMillan,
That's right.
who had gone to Nashville and through his songwriting travels, hooked up with Ashley McBryde, met her, started running with her crowd, and made some incredible friends, lifelong friends.
Yeah.
And he brought Ashley here to play at none other than
Cowboy Jacks
our
of Fredericksburg.
VIPs, Cowboy Jacks. Yes. And she was so great that night. I still have live video and stuff like
Yeah.
that on my phone that I watch every now and then. And she was just one of the most genuine and cool people. And every time she's come back since, she has always been just incredible and cool.
Yeah. I wish we could have gone down to the Norva.
No, the National.
Oh, the
Yeah,
National.
she just played at the National at
That's
the beginning of January. But yeah, obviously with shit going sideways in my life, I completely forgot about it. I know we talked about it before Christmas, grabbing tickets, and then we never did. So
Well, we had that thing happen, so
that thing.
That thing.
That thing happened.
that thing
Yeah,
happened. And
but
it kinda-
anyway, if you do not have Ashley McBryde music on your list, get it. Go get it. And it goes back further than Girl Going Nowhere. Look up the album Jalopies and Expensive Guitars. That is where you will find some of the most rockin' country that you will have. It's so rockin' that I have lyrics on my wall.
She's not lying, folks.
And I went on a pilgrimage to find bottles of whiskey
Yeah.
that she mentions in a particular song called Redemption. Go look up the song Redemption. It is by far one of my favorite Ashley McBryde songs.
Yeah. She's not lying.
I can't say enough about Ashley McBryde.
Yeah. She's amazing.
I love her.
She's amazing.
I love her. And it's like a big love.
Yeah.
It's like a big love. It is like I would lay down in a puddle so she could walk across my back kind of love.
Right on.
Like seriously, I love Ashley McBryde. So there you go.
Bro, okay.
Listen up, folks.
Listen up.
Go get you some. Radio Romance, Emily Wise Band, Sam Grow, M Zink, Enya Agerholm, Adrian Davis, Drive-In Riot, and Ashley McBryde.
And don't forget about that little bit of Red Dirt Country.
And get some Red Dirt Country on your playlist.
Just saying.
Yeah. All right. So we have a new segment to end the show.
We do.
Yeah. Because I wanted to end it on a positive note.
Positivity.
So I'm calling this new segment Gratitude is the Attitude.
Because obviously you want to end on a positive note and be
do.
happy.
I do. I'm trying really hard to get my happy on. So we're going to talk about something we're grateful for at the end of every show. I think it's important to remember that there are a lot of things to be grateful for and that everything's not just a pile of shit.
Agreed.
Especially now, I think I need to remind myself of that.
I tell you that all the time.
You do tell me that all the time, but I need to work harder on reminding myself. So today I am thankful for the Fredericksburg SPCA's foster family.
Oh, yeah?
I am. And all the ways that we've been able to help find homes for foster animals. I mean, we have our own Kona.
Yep.
She was our first foster fail.
Yes, she was.
Her sister, though, also got adopted,
Maggie.
thanks to us. Friend of the family actually adopted Maggie, and Maggie is living her best life down in Virginia Beach.
Oh, Hampton.
I'm sorry,
Hampton or Newport News? Newport News.
She's down that
Either
area.
way, she's down in
She's down by that way.
Hampton Roads area.
Yeah. So she's living down there and loving life. And then we had Parker and Kyan, the cutest little
Oh, those two little things.
goofball
Yeah.
little kittens. Oh, I skipped one. I skipped Indigo.
You did skip Dandy.
We had the most beautiful brindle
Oh,
puppy, and he was so damn sweet.
I mean, he was.
I wish I knew where he was now.
I know that's the one I wish I wanted to know where.
Yeah.
And I mean, he would follow me everywhere. He
Yeah.
snuggled with me.
He loved him
Ah,
some you. He was so sweet, and he was one of those puppies too that when you pet him, he like leaned into you.
I wish I could have kept him. Like,
Yeah.
I really wish I could have kept him, but it is what it is.
It was sweet. But yeah, Parker and Kyan were sweet little kittens. They got scooped up real quick. And then we had Lyra was her name then. Her name is now
Yes.
Ember.
Ember.
Ember was this, oh my gosh, she was, again,
She was
another little brindle baby.
Another brindle.
So cute. And luckily we get to see her grow up.
We do, and that was a funny story.
Yeah, we only had her for a week because they were going to do puppy yoga.
Correct.
So they basically just needed somebody to watch the puppies until puppy yoga. So that Saturday we went to puppy yoga, and we're just not really. It was 90 some degrees.
It was not very comfortable to do yoga in. Let me tell you that now,
No,
folks.
and there were puppies running around, so we
Well,
were more interested.
We were
in
trying to get the puppies to, to chill with everybody, but
They just wanted to be in the.
somebody cheated.
Well, they just wanted to be in the shade, and there were a couple people who were under
She's
a tree.
being nice right now, but anyway.
Anyway, we happened to notice that there was this woman and her husband not too far away from us, and this poor woman looked like she was so sad.
Yeah.
She looked so sad, and the puppies just would not go over to her because somebody in front of us had treats and was like bribing the dogs
Yeah.
to kind of play with them and whatnot. So, but this woman, like a dog would run by her, she'd kind of try to
And it
pet
looked like
it.
she would almost cry every time.
Yeah.
Like it was killing me, and I didn't know this woman. I was
No,
like,
we
oh
didn't
my
know her.
God.
But we saw her over there, and I remember saying to Randy, because at one point they brought us, Lyra at the time was her name.
Yeah.
They brought her to us because we had fostered her. So they brought her over to us, and we were kind of playing with her. I said, babe, you should bring her over to that lady right there.
Yeah.
And so you did.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like the sky parted and the sun shone through.
We just started a conversation.
And she's the nicest woman. Her name is Megan,
Oh.
and she literally has a farm full
Yes.
of rescue animals. I'm talking horses and goats and dogs and Shetland ponies.
Yeah.
And like she's got a little bit of everything. And her husband's military.
Yep.
And the thing that we didn't know until afterwards was that she had a dog that she was really, really close to.
Like really attached to.
Yeah.
Her name was Jade.
Right. And Jade had passed away.
So that devastated her.
Yeah. And
big
she
time.
had been depressed ever since.
And she's still,
She's
a little
still very sad.
very sad over that. Even though she got Ember.
She
you
did.
know, but she'll say, Ember came into her life at the right time.
Yep.
So she praises, the fact that, we brought over Ember to her. And she's mentioned that in a post.
She has. Yeah.
These really nice people brought over. And it was just, I seen how sad she was every time a puppy. She just wanted to hold a puppy.
Yeah.
That's all she wanted to do. And then once Ember got into her arms,
There was no going back.
there was no going back. Like she actually settled down.
Yeah.
And it was funny because I was holding Ember, Lyra.
And she was trying to run away.
She was trying to run away.
She was being
but then
squirmy.
She went over to her and it was like she kind of relaxed.
She knew she was home.
So it was like,
She knew she
and
was
she
home.
was a sweetheart too.
Oh, that was
God.
such a sweet dog. Yeah. So, and then we had Panini.
Panini.
Panini was a tortoiseshell kitten who had gone
Beautiful.
through her spay surgery, and following surgery had given herself a hernia because she's a wild child.
So she had to go through it again.
So she had to have hernia surgery.
Yep.
And at that point, they needed her to go into a foster home because she basically needed to be watched all the time
All the time.
because she was naughty.
And she was wearing the cone of shame.
She was wearing a
The
pineapple.
pineapple of shame, excuse me.
Yeah, she had this like stuffed pineapple around her neck, and she could get out of it. So we bought little surgical onesies and put them on her, and she was able to heal with us for I think we had her for 2 weeks.
Yeah, that surgical onesie kind of calmed her down because
It
she
did quite a
did
bit.
not like it.
No, and so I did the virtual meet and greet. And this lovely woman, Christina, who is an artist in the area, and she adopted Panini and named her Cleopatra Panini.
Cleopatra Panini.
Yes, and she's now going by Cleo, and again, living her best life.
And
I get to
you
see
get
pictures.
videos
I
of
get-
her constantly.
Yep. And she's the sweetest. She's grown up. She's beautiful. I
She
love
is a beautiful
tortoiseshell
cat.
cats.
Oh yeah.
And that was one that we would have kept if we could have.
I think we. There's no. I think we would have.
Yeah.
We would have kept if we had talked about this earlier. And
Yeah.
then-
She was the sweetheart, but I think she's exactly where she needs to be.
Sure.
And then our last foster experience was a little bit hectic. It was right around the time that my daughter moved back to New York City.
Yep.
So she was gone, and the three of us other adults in the house worked full time at the time. And so we got Hornswoggle, which was, he was the odd man out, a litter of 5.
He was,
Normally
yes.
they give them in 2 so that you can socialize the puppies. So Hornswoggle needed to go to a home with other animals. Well,
Yes.
here we are.
Yep. We're right here, folks.
And I'll tell you what, these girls are our dogs, Kimber and Kona, are great foster sisters.
They are.
Especially Kimber. Kimber is like
Kimber's the best.
she's like a dream come true for any foster animal because she just wants to love you.
She's just so gentle.
Yeah, she's the sweetest thing. So this little tiny hornswoggle, he was so cute, a little black and white dog. Loved it here. Unfortunately, we did not have the time to give to him.
No, we did
He
not.
was spending way too much time in the crate, and we started to notice he was getting a little bit wild,
Yeah.
like having some behavioral issues. And we don't want that. We want to make sure he's perfect when he gets adopted. So we gave him up, and it took a few weeks, but he did finally get adopted. We saw him come across the adopted list.
We do. Yep.
And now we have Floki.
Aberdeen.
Floki. His name is Floki.
Peanut.
And he is the sweetest little thing, and he will become ours. So yeah, I just wanted to say that I am so thankful because this is the first time that I've come into contact with an SPCA or Humane Society or anything like that has run such an incredible foster program. So if you have not become a member of the Fred Foster fam, you have time on your hands.
You have the house to do it.
You have room for it, and you have a desire. And maybe there is a kind of situation where you can't have your own pet, but you could temporarily have one visiting.
2 weeks is I think most of the time is the
It
minimum.
can be 2 to 4 weeks. It's usually right around about an average of a month commitment, but 9 times out of 10, it doesn't take that long. What they'll do is they'll put them in your house until they are spayed or neutered, and then they go up for adoption. Now, because of COVID, they're tending to leave the animals in foster care until they're adopted.
If you're able to do it, yes.
Yeah. If you have the room and if you have the desire. But here's the thing. They give you all the food.
Yep.
They give you toys. They give you a litter box. They'll give you a crate. They'll give you litter. They'll give you everything you need to succeed with the foster. And they'll help you learn what to do
Yeah.
if you need. I mean, you can even adopt a mama cat who's about to give birth, and then you take them all the way through, that whole situation. If you have that kind of life where you have the time to do that, because that is a commitment.
That is
They
definitely a
got
commitment.
bottle babies.
Yep.
There's lots of situations. But anyway, the Fred Foster fam is over 1,000 families and counting now.
That's awesome.
It's an
and that's-
incredible program,
Awesome.
and it's really well run. So big major kudos to the Fredericksburg SPCA. They're incredible. FredSPCA.org is where you can go if you want to become a member of the Foster fam, and I highly recommend it. I don't know about you. You highly recommend
I
it?
highly recommend them.
Highly recommend it.
Highly.
Yeah, totally. So there you go. That's our attitude of gratitude right there, because we are
Attitude with
so
gratitude.
so grateful for the Fred Foster fam and everything that they do, and that everything that they've allowed us to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's been a lot of fun. People always ask me, how do you give up the animal? How do you give it up when they're
It's
when you're
hard.
done?
Sometimes it's hard.
It can be difficult, but you know what? Puppies are a lot of work. And you're reminded every time you have a puppy in the house, you're like,
Every
oh
time.
my God, it's like having a toddler. So yeah, you have to be very, very patient. You have to, so sometimes it's not that hard to give them back.
No.
Sometimes it's like, all right, that was fun. Bye, buddy. Good
I
luck.
don't know. I wish I could have kept all of them, but
I
that's
know.
just me.
I know. You're a big softie though.
I am,
If we had a farm,
especially with dogs.
I know. Oh God, we'd have 10 dogs if he had his way.
10, shit. That's on the light side if we had a farm.
All right. Well, I think I'm done.
You think you're done?
Yeah. Are you done?
I think I'm done.
Yeah. You got to go to the next page. There you go. Are we ready? So
I
there
mean-
we go. So we've made some changes, some adjustments to the podcast. If you like it, great. Give us a thumbs up. Tell us what you like. If you don't like it, tell us what you don't like.
Tell us the truth.
We are 100% open to suggestions. So, and then if there is something that you want to hear, let us know. If you have a topic of conversation,
Shoot
let
us a
know.
message.
If you have an opinion on anything that we talked about today, let us know.
Let us know.
It's good talking to you.
Good talking to you. See you later.
Words and music.